Welcome to the second season of First Time Leaders Accelerated. Leading people is the most important responsibility in the world, yet more than half of first-time leaders fail. Using my 4 decades of experience for leader development and culture improvement, I created this podcast to prevent these recurring failures and accelerate the transformation of individual contributors to people-centered leaders. This podcast is dedicated to first-time leaders, those who hire and promote first-time leaders, and solopreneurs who hire their first employee. I'm Timothy Dean Smith, your host and coach. At the end of each month, from January through July, you can expect bite-sized episodes containing insight you and others will be able to benefit from immediately. Welcome to today's episode. It's okay to say no thank you. Often, top-performing individuals are promoted to a leader role based on their current performance. The flawed assumption is they will be successful leading people just as they led themselves as an individual performer. Unfortunately, first-time leaders fail more than half the time. I coined a phrase that sums up why first-time leaders fail. It goes like this: how to get rid of your best people and wreck your culture in 3 easy steps. And these unfortunate steps go this way. Number 1, a top individual performer is selected and promoted to a leader role without self-assessment. The first-time leader is not trained or receives improper training and must default to OJT, on-the-job training. And thirdly, without the necessary self-assessment and training, the first-time leader begins to fail and is forced to make a career decision. Rather than face the career-long embarrassment of being labeled a leader failure, they often choose to leave the organization. The first-time leader's exit causes lingering depression throughout the organization, negatively impacting the emotions and productivity of those who remain. This wrecks the culture, which takes a long time to recover and is extremely expensive. And oh, by the way, those remaining are hesitant when approached to lead. Unfortunately, this scenario happens way too often and could have easily been prevented by simply allowing the selected leader candidate to take the leader prerequisites self-assessment, which consists of the following 4 questions. Number 1, do you demonstrate good self-leader skills? Because leading yourself well is the most important leader skill. And often this is why they're selected, because they demonstrate these and they possess what is called self-leader skills. Number 2, do you care about people? And most people do. Number 3, are you inspired to lead people? Not motivated, but inspired to lead people. People often use these terms motivated and inspired interchangeably, but they are not the same, and actually at their core, they're the opposite. Motivation is external or extrinsic, and it's someone telling you or pushing you and saying, hey, you'd be a good leader, do that. Where inspiration is your decision, it's something that's internal, intrinsic. You're inspired to do that. So that's why the words are you inspired to lead people? And the 4th question, are you trained to lead people? Everyone who takes this self-assessment should be given the opportunity to honestly answer these questions without the fear of hurting the feelings of those who selected them for promotion. This means it's okay to say no to any of these questions and ultimately no thank you to the leader promotion. Not everyone needs to be a leader, and not everyone wants to be a leader. Top performers wanting to remain in their individual performer role, it's okay. It is much better for the individual and the organization as a whole. Are you prepared to lead people? Visit tdspi.com. That's tdspi.com and click on Find Out. If you find my knowledge and insight valuable, share this podcast with others. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, click the appropriate link in the show notes to take your first step and find out if you have what it takes to lead people. Treat people like they make a difference, and they will. Make your leadership matter. Thank you for listening to the First Time Leaders Accelerated podcast. Take care.